How will the world end? An answer none of us know, and if we're lucky, none of us ever will. But unfortunately for these guys, they can't say the same, because one man fooled the entire world, endangering the entire human species. So let's talk about it. We see a guard pulling up on our MC, telling him that he is a visitor, and this man proceeds to flip his way to the door and says, "For little old me." And hold up, is that a chain on his neck? Since when do prisoners rock VVS? Axel goes to meet his visitor, and it's some woman named Hirsch. Mind if I call you Hershey? Alright, cut the crap. Hirsch is here to make a deal with Axel, saying that she can get Axel free. And then we find out Axel's prison sentence, 888 years, multiple life sentences. Bro, what did he do to get 888 years? At that point, just called a firing squad. But then Hirsch shows Axel this video, and it's about this doctor. But not just any doctor. This is the man who developed Pacna. And Pacna was a painkiller. At least it was believed to be one. But the doctor created some side effect that'll kill everyone 3 years later after taking it. But there is a bright side. He tells the world that he has a cure, and if you want it, come find him. And you want to know the reason why he did this? Because if you're unable to feel pain, that is no different than being dead. This man is mad at the world for not wanting to deal with pain. And the reason Hershey is showing Axel this is because she wants his help. If anyone can help find this doctor, it's gonna be Axel. But unfortunately, Axel's time is up. But before Axel goes, he tells her,
"I have a pretty bad habit. I break out of prisons."
And then he pushes the cop, and the cop immediately pulls out the strap. But I can't lie, that's the worst thing he could have done. Axel hits a cartwheel while simultaneously tripping the cop. The cop tries letting it rip, but Axel read him like a book and kicked his gun away. And as if it couldn't get any worse, Axel gets the officer on all fours, and this cop is just looking defeated. And now it's time for a fatality, and Axel knees the back of his head. Hey, where you going? And Axel points the Glock at Hershey, using her as a hostage, forcing the guards to drop their guns and release his handcuffs. And then he hits the dash, and Hershey goes to chase him, but Axel is already in the wind. Axel flips over the laundry basket, tucks the pistol, hits a Mario jump, and proceeds to start flipping while staring Hershey in the eyes. And he did this just to let her know that he's that guy. Now he's on the second floor, but there's bad news for Axel. There was a guard waiting for him, and he pulls out the stick. But Axel goes deep in his bag and pulls out the Undertaker walk, dodging another oncoming guard, and jumps across to a whole other floor. Do you see the distance? And he just covered with that jump, but Axel can't pull himself up, not because he's not strong enough, but because he's getting grabbed by, wait, that's the guard from earlier. I guess it's time for round 2. Axel wraps his leg around the guard, giving him exclusive access to the meat show, and then proceeds to flip mans over the edge. This man has gotta retire. Axel put this man on all fours, gave him a face full of meat, and laid him out. Mans can't even tell his wife what happened today at work. You gotta take this to the grave. Axel, with no more distractions, starts climbing up the tower, and he's rope running again. At this point, he's just ore farming, but the ore does not stop here. Axel flips over this cop, somehow grabs his arm, and slams him to the ground. He's gotta be just trying stuff right now, because there's no way he just had that ready in the arsenal. 2 more guards run up, and Axel hits mans with a flying kick and a reverse kick, knocking mans down. And peep the look back. He didn't need to do this. He just wanted to flex. But now he's back to hitting the dash, and he jumps on this announcement pole and starts swinging like a stripper. But he can't stay there forever, because just like Pokemon, a new foe appears, and this man grabs Axel by the collar. Normally I would take away points for this, but Axel was caught off guard, so I'm gonna let it slide. This cop is moving like Draymond Green, not there to do his job, just there to catch a body. And he starts trying to break Axel's neck. Not a single ounce of sympathy behind those eyes. But this is where big time players are made. Will our MC succumb to defeat? Will he survive this? And will you hit that subscribe button and help the community reach 2,000 subscribers? Axel grabs his tie and yanks it, sending the guard crashing into the pipe. Axel climbs up, and now it's time to get disrespectful. The guard runs up, weave, hold this kick, jumps in the air, gripping the toupee, and slams his fool headfirst into the ground. That's definitely a concussion. But I mean, he did try killing Axel first. I guess it's even. But now it's time to speedrun. Leg sweep the old man, jump into the air, ripping the dome, and proceed to kick this fool. I'm not gonna lie, if I seen him coming my way, I would just step to the side. I refuse to get done dirty. Axel starts parkouring and proceeds to shoot open his vent, and this vent takes him to the outside world. But then we see Hershey call this guy up, telling him Axel has escaped, and this dude gets a move on. He was waiting for the go ahead, and we see Hershey has a whole team assembled. We go back to Axel, and he's just walking around, not a single care in the world. But a cop pulls up on him, asking about his drip. But this man Axel called it a fashion trend, and he plays this off perfectly, laughing with the cop and all.
Attention all units, an escapee is on the loose, and he is wearing prison uniform. You cannot miss it. If he slips past you, then you're an idiot. Be on the lookout.
But it's already too late. Axel hits up the drip store and gets some new clothes, and then makes his way to a train. Yeah, that cop is definitely getting fired. Axel hops off the train, and he already has eyes on him. I understand he broke out of jail, but spawn camping is crazy. And it doesn't end there, because they proceed to put Axel on blast, airing his face out to the public. Axel hits the dash, backflipping off a wall, and Mario stomping these 2 imbeciles. He then flips past the other guards, disarming this fool, and jumping onto the train tracks, and proceeds to dodge an oncoming train. But unlucky for Axel, Hershey's team got the MO on his location, and they're on go. And Axel is currently being chased by these police drones. But this man Axel jumps to a whole other building. Was it cool? Yes, but it was pointless, because these are drones, and drones can fly, and they're on his tail, and they corner Axel at a ledge, and Axel has no choice but to accept that this is the end. Is he measuring the distance? Nah, that pole was not that close before, but Axel has been showing out, so I'm gonna let it slide. Do you get it? Because like Axel is sliding down the pole, and I'm gonna let it Okay. Axel jumps across to another building and starts doing the Fortnite get down faster tactic, but unfortunately, that won't help him escape these drones. But Axel has a plan for that. He jumps out the window and 619's a drone, but Axel cannot bathe in this success for too long. Axel jumps onto another train track and jumps to the swing thingy, using it as a jungle rope. And now Axel is running full speed, jumping onto another crane. And if he messed up, he would have been done for. Knowing me, I would have hit my knee, but Axel is not me, and he keeps hitting the dash. But then a drone pulls up in his face, causing the MC to fall, just barely catching himself. But Axel cannot lose aura right now because he has an audience, so he starts treating this like American Ninja Warrior, smashing a drone in the process before safely landing. But it's always something because now Hershey's teammates are here and she starts busting. Lucky for Axel though, she has the aim of Dashi, but it isn't over yet because Hershey's other teammates start cornering Axel and they even bring out a drone of their own. Axel jumps across to another building and finds himself at a dead end. But like I said earlier, it's always something because the guy with dreads pulls up aiming the stick. But before Axel dies, he asks for this guy's name, which is Diggle Khabib. And then Axel asks Diggle for a favor.
Do me a favor and put this on my gravestone. Here lies a good man, shot in the back by the cowardly Douglas What's-His-Face.
I can't lie, that was top tier rage bait, but Diggle is locked in, but Axel says he can fly, and then he jumps off the building, and they had me thinking Axel's gonna catch a bird and glide his way down, but what Axel actually does is grab Leland's drone, and he uses this drone to land onto a truck. And after getting to a safe distance, Axel grabs onto a light signal. Bro, fall damage does not exist for this man, but when he lands, he hears a woman calling for him, and you already know how this is gonna end. Vance drops his guard in the face of a baddie, and I can't blame him, because if that was Emma Frost, I would have folded too. And they bring Axel to their hideout, and basically, they force Axel to join their team. Lazarus was a banger, animation, beautiful, parkour, superb. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, peace.